Hello, my name is Dan Johnson, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the latest Ninth Doctor adventure, and that is called Cloud 8. We've had 3 stories on the Power State so far, and now we are travelling to the future. We are travelling to the 42nd century, still on Earth, and it's a world where nobody works. It's a paradise. Families spend the entire day together. But this is Earth's second Dark Age. The Doctor and Rose discover that something is wrong when they realise that the residents have a very strict bedtime. I think the family that the story focuses on is probably its strongest point, particularly the child played by Felicity Cant, who I think does a really exceptional job. She played a role in the Quintessence from, I'm going to say 2023, but I'm really hoping it was more recent than that. But I'm very happy to see her back. The rest of the cast are also doing a really, really good job. The world feels really lived in. I love a dystopia, and a dystopia that kind of has parallels to our own world. Loosely linked, of course. But you see a lot of people say things like you need to go to bed at this time, and if you wake up at this time, and etc., then you'll have a better life and you'll be a better human. And I also like the fact that they're understanding, as in the people in the story, not in real world, they have this sort of sinister innocence about what's going on, where we start to see these cracks in the illusion, I suppose. And during that moment, they're still playing it very straight, and that sort of blissful ignorance is very, very sinister. Obviously, it's taking it to the 9th degree, but I think there is something fairly valid in the idea that if you were told when you need to go to bed, we'd have some objections. I do have a few issues with the story, though. I think that it wraps up slightly too quickly, because we don't have a main villain, so to speak, in this one. The climax of it doesn't really feel that earned because you're not really building up to anything. It kind of just gets fixed, and it also gets fixed in a very sort of technical way rather than anything character based. It's kind of like, oh, runtime's up, right? I'm just gonna sort it. There's a little bit more to it than just that, but you get the simple idea. There's also a few unanswered questions that we have, and I'm not sure if they are going to be answered. At one point, the script even sort of gives us a few possibilities and kind of says, pick one, whatever you like, bit of luck, whatever, take it. So then I have the question of, is that it? Should I just take that as face value and brush it off as the script kind of tells me to? Or is that them saying, take a mental note of that, that's going to come up later? I think in a story that is 12 parts, they're obviously laying a couple of seeds, and I sometimes question whether I am making excuses for things or whether I am right in my thoughts. But I am once again very happy with this release. I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was a really fun idea that definitely carried it, along with the family dynamics between the 3 supporting characters. I thought that the Doctor and Rose were really great and had some really great lines of dialogue. So this is another review where I'm going to say that I am satisfied by this release. It's nice to see the Doctor and Rose away from Earth, and with the next time trailer for uh, April's episode, I see that we are back in the Power State, which doesn't necessarily bother me. It seems to have bothered a lot of people, but for me, it's more about the story, and the story does sound really interesting. I felt like the previous 3 that we've had were all good individually, but if you put them together, they're getting a little bit samey. And this one, I'm hoping, will take that sort of idea of being in the Power State and take it in a slightly different direction. I'm hoping that we get some more out of this world episodes like this, or just even like as out of this world, we're still on Earth, but you know what I mean. But for me, the story will take precedent over the setting itself and whether we're still getting a fun story. I think that as a series as a whole, when I look back on it, when this thing's finished in 2027, which is not as far away as I previously thought it was, would I look back on it and say things like, actually, a lot of these stories are very interchangeable and they're more or less the same story, or a little bit formulaic, I suppose? Would I say that? I don't know. It's far too early to tell. But we're on to like the 5th story now, which I think is called Pandemonium, which sounds really exciting, and I'm looking forward to that. I once again do not have a massive amount of Big Finish releases this month. I have a special video coming out, which I haven't fully decided on, but it is going to be coming out this month. And I also plan on next month having like 3 Big Finish reviews. We have the 11th Doctor New Adventures, starring Miles Taylor. We have the Space Security Services, and we have a new adventure for the 13th Doctor. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.